How's it going, guys? Templar here, and today I figured we'd do a quick little video on the changes on Frontier and maybe what NA has to look forward to once the full patch comes out. So, the developers realized that, hey, your warlords are kind of broke, you can't afford to bring your high tier units into anything, so let's just give you an overall kit cost on a lot of the units. I'll just hover over here, you guys can see the kit cost yourselves, but some notable ones: Halberdier Sergeants got a 1k decrease. Prefecture Archers sadly got a 600 increase, and I love the Prefecture Archers, so that's really going to hit to my bottom line. They've added a good player report system, and they've also banned a lot of players recently, which is great. With the report system, you can report for forbidden character names, so for the people with the blank names, I guess, cheating, abusing other players, scamming, other I guess could be anything. Which is pretty cool, so now we can utilize that a lot. Now, a big thing they've added is the reforging system. With the reforging system, you're able to basically take equipment you already have and recraft it. And when you recraft it, you can either choose the new stats or the existing stats. You don't actually get, you don't actually have to go buy a new piece of equipment. You just basically have to use the exact same materials to craft it, and it re-maxes out its durability. So, kind of the same thing the way it was, but at the same time it's not. Definitely pretty useful. As you can see, here's a little picture before the smith. Health after the smith. Kind of changes, but they really should have put the endurance down to 0 to show, but yeah, that's what it means. They've added battlefield leaders, so now there's supervisors that can watch the territory wars and basically view the battles and kind of give little messages and stuff to his team. He can talk to his team through the in-game voice chat. I mean, most of us use Discord, but it's pretty cool for people that don't use Discord, so it doesn't require Discord now. And it's 3 supervisors per team. And yeah, so you get to watch all the battles. You can also like force people to retreat that aren't commanders. If something starts going wrong or you need players to go somewhere else. Definitely going to make the game a little bit more dynamic, especially for bigger houses. They've added the military commander as a new position, and the military commander's job is to build open world camps with prestige. You can force retreat house members, and you're allowed to supervise the territory war. I think that means that little slot 4 means there could be 4 of them. Another big change: territory war. Villages have 1 battle line, just like normal, 15 versus 15. But cities have 2 battle lines, so it's 2 battles of 15 versus 15 to take the city. And forts have 3 battle lines, so it's 3 battles of 15 versus 15 to take the city. Kind of a iffy change, because that means you need like 45 members to defend all 3 battle lines, because if you lose in one of them, you lose the fort or city. It's going to be kind of cheesy in a way. You won't be. I don't think houses will be able to have as much territory anymore, because someone could sneak all 3 lines, and if they get through one line, you lose it. So as you can see here, cities with more than 1 battle line is regarded as conquered if any of the battle lines get conquered. So it will definitely make territories smaller, because people will need to have people stationed in each battle line, right? So villages are still 1 battle line, so that still lets the small guilds capture some territory, but the cities and the forts will be a big problem. So now you have leadership restraints in the open world, so now you can't just bring your whole kit out and then like pick what you want, which is useful. I mean, it's like a sweet change, I guess. It stops people from bringing 10 different units and then picking 3 when they go into the combat. We have a lot of customized house flags over here, so they've made them visible in the Territory Wars map, which is sweet. In our version, in Frontier obviously, for anyone that NA, this is all Frontier guys, if anyone that's on NA is watching this, these are things you could potentially get when you guys get your update. Just want to reiterate that before people start tearing me a new one for not seeing these changes. So we had an increased honor gain after the last patch. So we had increased honor for 10 games, normal honor for 10 games, and then decreased after 30 games, basically. Now they just made it so you're only allowed to get 20,000 honor per week, at whatever rate you get it at. I guess 90% of the players don't gain more than 20,000 honor a week, and it's basically designed to let casuals and slower players catch up to people that have higher honor. It's kind of an iffy change. I don't know if I like it, but I don't think I get more than 20,000 honor per week anyway, so that's fine with me. We'll see. They'll adjust it probably in the next patch. They seem to patch in the Frontier like every week or every 2 weeks, which is great. Biggest change I like is the Ironman mode adjustment. So they made it so there's no leadership restriction, but you can only bring 5 units. But you can bring 5 units of whatever you want, whatever tier. They made it so there's no unit kit loss and no unit death. And they made it so you get 100% secret vault gain, and they made it so the Ironman doesn't give increased leadership. But I don't mind the normal leadership gain, because it basically makes it so everybody brings their best unit to combat, and you get to see like the full game unfold. So it'll definitely be like the, there better be some good match balance in there, and the lower tier players are gonna get slaughtered by the higher tier ones. Battle points adjustment, they basically realized that, hey, people that tank damage don't get enough recognition towards MVP, so they've modified it a little bit. But they're still calculating all that stuff. They made another huge change that you can expect hopefully coming is you can collect resources from exhausted resource piles at half the rate and for rec token. So people that don't have territory and they can't get to those things really fast, they can still get resources anywhere to make their kits or whatever. Obviously not as great, but it makes it so solo players can still do their thing, right? And modify the friendship system a little bit. That doesn't really matter. They've done leadership adjustments. They've there was a bunch of things last patch. Doesn't really matter now. It was like +5, -5 for a lot of units. They've basically brought our leadership back down to 200 at the start instead of 350, which is good because 350 was wild. There were so many units. Like at the end of the fight, we have like a battle screen that tells us how many units obviously died. And there was over 3,000 deaths on each side, so that'll be bringing it back under control, hopefully. Done a lot of unit balances. Some notable ones. Prefecture Pike got a little bit of a buff, which is good. They were lacking on this. Fire Archers got a nerf, but their fire damage was increased, just they lowered their attack speed too, which we'll have to see how that works out. Prefecture Heavy Cav, which I'm getting next, made it so they're immune to normal attack stagger, and they have a defense increase of 100 points when their passive activates. Another huge change. Big nerf right here. All ammo lowered for all archers, except for the prefecture ones, it looks like. Which is great for me, because they already have an ammo problem to begin with. And then I'm not going to talk about all the soul changes, because there's so many here, but I'll just slowly scroll through them. And the NA players, for those of you that are still watching, could kind of see what the souls do. Most of these souls will be in the legendary style, because you can see just by what they give. But they've definitely nerfed some of the smaller ones too. Gave a little buff to short sword. Another big increase that NA players might like, and Frontier players will love when Borderlands opens up, is they've added 4 trading colonies into the Borderlands. So you got the Forgotten City, the Bazaar in the Valley, Stockade to the south, and Gold Hunter camps. Besides that, they've added a bunch of optimization, which is cool. They've reduced client memory usage by 900 megabytes, which is quite a bit. Sadly, when they did this, it kind of glitched the game for some players, and it made it so it lags a lot in the capital cities. Hopefully they'll patch that recently, or pretty recent, quick. Now they've fixed a bunch of bugs. I didn't see anything that was noticeable, but hey, if you see anything there that you like, there's the bug changes. And yeah, that's about everything for this patch. Hopefully all these things will be added in the game and the NA players will get it and might be able to bring a couple guys back because it's pretty quality of life stuff, but if not, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I can get you a Prefecture Heavy Cav video coming out soon. And don't forget to like and subscribe. You all have a good night now.